Hey, welcome. I am just going to get my phone to see comments. So if you start to see this, then please do comment for me that you can see it. I was going to try and see if I can see on my phone any comments as well, because they've sort of, there we are. Maybe we're in a back flag. Okay, I'll see if that works. I don't know if it will or not. Anyway, if you are here, hello, welcome. My name is Lindsay Banks, for those of you who haven't met me before and who have recently joined, and I work as a psychic medium and intuitive. Now, one of the things that I've been doing for a while now is energy readings. So generally, I've tried putting them in here and then on YouTube. Hello again, Sam. And then I've put them on YouTube Live, and I'm just playing around and seeing where feels the right space to put them. So today it felt like it's here. Next week it might be different. So I'm just wanting to come in and basically share with you some of the cards that are coming up for all of us this week. And it's interesting because I've got a pack of cards that were gifted to me. I'll show you them. The beautiful cards. And these ones are healing cards, okay? And I shuffled them before, just asking, and I never normally use these cards in my readings. And I just asked, what do I need to know most this week? And the card that came up said, resisting change leads to illness, accepting change brings about peace. And it says, so it's a beautiful card. It says, embrace the changes in your life, release what you no longer need, and welcome the seeds of new experience. So just bear that in mind for this week, that if you're trying to make something happen and you're trying to force it, then it might be because that's no longer for you. So we've had, is it like 5 weeks now, I think, where we've been sort of in lockdown, and that's a long time for things to change and things to shift. So just be aware if things feel like they're a struggle, or if it feels that you don't want to do something, then maybe there's a reason for that, and it's more around going with the flow of life and seeing where it takes you, and accepting that there's some things that we can't do. So the affirmation card for this week, which are Gabrielle Bernstein's cards, when I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. And again, that's about having that hi Lottie, that's about having that trust, isn't it, in the fact that there's bigger stuff out there at work than what's going on in our minds and what we think is the right way forward. And it made me laugh, right? So I dropped my kids off at their dad's this morning, and I'd switched the car radio off, because sometimes when I'm driving, I love to sing, and I sing really loudly. And other times I'm like, this is the only time that I'm going to have my mind at peace and its stillness. So I'd switched the radio down, and about 2 minutes later, I thought, no, I need to listen to it. Turned the radio back up, and it was that song that I shared recently by Swedish House Mafia, and it was going, so heaven's got a plan for you. And I was like, yay, it does. I've got no idea what the plan is, but I trust that upstairs, heaven's source, whatever you want to call it, they do have a bigger plan, and we're not always privy to it, because I think if we were, then it takes the excitement away a little bit. So when we can trust that upstairs is working for us, then it does become easier to feel at peace and less stressed out and calmer. So ask upstairs for some signs, that they're working for you and with you. And it may come through, in a song, it may come through in a reading. You might keep hearing the same messages from people on YouTube or the internet or whatever. But it's a bit like, I love my Geordie phrase, shy Ben's getting out. And if we don't ask upstairs to show us and to guide us and to help us, they're not going to. Whereas if we just ask for a sign that they're helping us and working with us, then they're more likely to come through and deliver those messages, like I said. Unfortunately, they don't always stand, straight in front of you and say, right, Lindsay, this is what you need to do next. And if you do this, this is going to happen. And if you do that, that's going to happen. Don't make it too easy. So let's see what cards are coming up this week. Colour healing. Okay. Okay. So I feel like with this one, hiya Peter, you're right. It's very tempting, isn't it? You know, when we're in lockdown, actually this is gonna make me laugh. When we're in lockdown, you know, to just stay in our pajamas all day and to to wear sort of like, I mean, I'm wearing today quite dull colours, do you know what I mean? But I feel like what this card's saying is it's about bringing that colour into life. So you might notice I dyed my hair purple last week. So it felt very fitting to go with my brand. Actually, I've redone my brand colours, like slightly different shades of purple. And I just thought, you know what? I just want to change my hair colour. I just felt so tired of looking at the same colour in the mirror that I was like, I'm going to go purple. And then when the hairdressers reopen, I'm going to have a purple with like grey, silvery streaks through it as well. And I feel as if this is what this card's doing. It's about inviting that colour into your life. So, excuse me, whether it's in the form of like, you know, a beautiful bunch of flowers, or whether it's changing your hair colour, or whether it's wearing the most vibrant colour that you can find, you know, in your wardrobe, just to bring something in for you, and choosing those colours based on how you're feeling as well. So if you are feeling a bit sort of like fatigued, a bit tired, then choose something, if you've got anything that's really bright yellow. Yeah, can be a pants, can be socks, can be t-shirts, just bringing all this colour in. And also I feel with this card as well, for those of you who have children at home, you know, if you're doing any arty stuff, painting, drawing, get involved and start drawing some colours as well, and allowing, it's like that another form of expression, isn't it? Even if you don't have kids, find some crayons, you know, buy some pens or pencils, and start brightening up your surroundings. As, I don't know if anyone's read this book, right, but this is what I feel like at the minute. So there's a book called Chimpanzees of Happy Town, right, which is a child's book. And basically it's about this chimpanzee who lives in a really dull place. If you imagine like London on a grey day where everyone's in their suits, heads down, walking to work, coming back, right? That's what it looks like. And there's a mayor of the town who's very sort of like, oh, you don't want to do that, no change, da, 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 da. Anyway, the chimpanzee decides to grow on his balcony. He's only got a little space, but he decides to grow a flower. And basically, this flower starts to bloom and becomes really beautiful and colourful. And the mayor doesn't like it, so he sends the chimp to prison. And he's like, we're not having any colour here. Anyway, whilst the chimpanzee's in prison, there's two little children who come and the water is flower and they look after it. And all the colours start to come up. And as all the colours start to come up, the people around are like, oh, wow, look at that beautiful flower. I don't want to have a grey house anymore. And all the different chimpanzees start painting the houses different colours. So there's like a red roofed house with a blue front door, and there's a pink roof, and there's a purple fence, and all these different things. And that's sort of like this image that I'm getting at the minute, or this feeling. So I let my kids, I'm in rented, but I let my kids paint our fence panels, and they're blue and purple and pink and red. And it's just about, you know, when we start to do something, sharing colours, be it like planting flowers, be it scenting flowers, be it dyeing our hair, be it painting, whatever it is. You know, people are putting rainbows in the windows. Just this sharing of this colour is going to increase not only your vibration, but also the vibration of others as well. Because it's boring when you walk past all the houses and they all look the same, isn't it? Whereas when someone's got some really beautiful flowers in their front garden, or if they've put a really beautiful painting in, like the lady who lives opposite me, she's put in handprints of different colours, a rainbow, and it's so different and just so beautiful. So hello Jill, hello Amanda, thank you. I love my new hair too. It's so exciting. I bought it as well. I bought for the kids. I don't know if you've seen them. You can buy hair chalks, and basically when your hair's wet, you can just, if you want to experiment but not go like all over, you just pick up streaks and you can do them like red, purple, green. So my daughter's got red streaks and my son's got blue streaks currently. So we're a bit of a multicoloured haired family. Anyway, so let's see. So bring in some colour in. Let's see what else we need next week. What else do we need for next week? Okay, we've got God of Conflict Resolution. You are being encouraged to walk away from a current conflict. Okay, I'll just have 2 seconds. Okay. Okay, so when we get this card, it's not always about necessarily the conflicts that we have with other people. It can sometimes be around the conflict that we have with ourselves. So last night when I went to bed, I really wanted to have a conversation with someone. But when I started to look into the reason that I wanted to have the conversation, it was purely because I just wanted to have a bit of a rant at them. I didn't actually want to speak with them to find out, oh, how are you? Are you well? It was more that I just wanted to rant. And I was like, oh. So I decided obviously not to call that person. But within me, it was more that I was having a rant within myself and at myself. And sometimes that makes me laugh because, you can have a conversation in your mind or your head, excuse me, where you're saying, right, I don't know, I need to tell this person this, yeah? But do you actually need to tell that person that? Does that person need to hear that from you? Or are you merely trying to stir up a bit of drama to get a reaction from someone? Yeah, that seems to fit. That's what I feel is. So, while we're in lockdown and spending time by ourselves, we can pick up the phone, we can speak to people, we can say hello, etc. Just checking down on here. But I've lost my train of thought, sorry. Yeah, so we're by ourselves. And if we have maybe been spending some time, or maybe what we like to do is to have a bit of drama going on in our lives because it creates a bit of excitement, a bit of, a reaction in that person. So you see that person actually cares about you. Then I feel as if what this card is saying is to like stop. The image I'm seeing is like someone, with a rod in the hot fire, like provoking someone. So there's no need to provoke anyone, yeah, just because you want a bit of drama or a bit of excitement in your life, yeah. The drama's going on within your own head, and you can quite easily create drama within your head without having to involve anyone else in it. So I feel like what this card is saying is don't involve anyone else in your drama, yeah. Whilst we've got stuff going on for us, it's up to us to work our way through it, through journaling, through meditating, through crying, through dancing, through singing, whatever form of expression we want it to take is the way that we need to do it rather than involving others. Yeah, because the way that he's got like all these circles around his head, it's like containing everything within your own mind. So actively asking yourself, why do I want to provoke this reaction in someone else before actually doing it, I feel will be of benefit. And I feel like it'll help you to gain some clarity around some of the relationships that you currently have in your life. That makes sense. Right, next one. Losing track of the cards I've used. Can't see the other ones. There. Right, so I've got two more cards. I've got another angel card, and then I'll do one of the angel and ancestor cards as well. And see what they have to say on this week. Just whilst I'm on here as well, just be aware. Hi, Lizzie. If anyone is having any sort of breakouts at the minute in terms of flare-ups, rashes coming to the surface, spots coming up, yeah, anything like that. I was talking to Amanda the other day, and I was saying that it seems to be a very common theme at the minute. Hi, Emma. Amongst many people who are going through awakenings, ascensions, etc. And I said, what I feel as if it is because I read somewhere last week that apparently the skin sheds itself every 60 days. And it's as if that all this work that we're doing on ourselves on the inside is also coming up to the surface to sort of be let go of, to be removed. So just be aware if you're coming out, or if you have been coming out in spots or rashes, or if you've got like asthma, eczema, and if that's been flaring up, then I feel it's sort of like to do with the internal work that a lot of us have been doing and the upgrades that our bodies have been going through spiritually. It's the same with our outside body. So physically, we're, at one point I had 7 massive spots on my face, and I was like, I haven't had this many spots since I was 16. What's going on? And I declared randomly to the kitchen one night that it was the oat milk, wasn't it? and there was no one else around, and then I killed myself laughing for 10 minutes. But it's not the oat milk, so it's just the stuff that's going on in terms of our DNA upgrades, etc. So thank you very much, Michelle. Okay, so the last card, you're a leader. Okay, and it's quite funny. I knew it, right? I shared, sorry to get excited, I get excited when I see stuff like this. Yesterday, if you're on Instagram, right, go and follow me, Lindsay Banks 111. And I shared a quote by Joan of Arc yesterday. What was it again? Oh, I can't even remember what the quote was now. It was something about having no fear. Have no fear because this is what you were born to do. Something around that. On Instagram, I'm Lindsay Banks 111, so go and have a look. And I think I shared it on my Facebook page as well. And just so for those of you who have just joined, you might be looking at this going, well, I'm not a leader. But by speaking about your beliefs, about who you are, about your experiences, is basically helping others to open up and to share their experiences with you as well. So even though you might be sat there thinking, well, I'm no Eckhart Tolle and I'm not, I don't know, I can't even think of any of these, Deepak Chopra, and, I don't feel like a leader. But we don't always have to feel like these massive leaders to still be helping others and leading them. So I did an interview with Verity Hunter for my YouTube program, The Spiritual Journey, last week, and she described something which I believe in as well. It's like, if you imagine that we are all souls on a ladder, yeah? Some of us are a bit further up the ladder, some of us are in the middle, and some of us are a bit further down. But basically, in order to get up to that ladder, you have to keep reaching back and pulling those along with you, and then you reach back and you pull those, and you reach back and you pull those. So even if you just feel like you're starting out on your spiritual journey, know that there are going to be people looking up to you for you to help them to start theirs as well. If you're in the middle, you're going to help those who are just starting. If you're a bit further on, then you reach back. Do you know what I mean? So it's like a chain reaction. And I think what this card signifies as well is that within all of us, we have this strength to basically be the people, or be the soul, be the spirit, whatever word you want to use, who we were born to be, and we are here to do what we are meant to do without fear of any repercussions, etc. I was having this conversation earlier with Sam, and I was just saying, thousands of years ago, you would have been burnt at the stake for being a witch, you would have been hung, you would have been persecuted for being a pagan, for being a druid. There was so much persecution in thousands of years gone by. And in today's society, especially here in the UK, we're lucky, we're not going to get physically reprimanded for sharing our stories about being spiritual or being a witch or being Wiccan or whatever it is that you are drawn to, yeah? I was saying verbally I've had a bit of abuse recently, as some of you might know. But aside from that, I'm not bothered about that, yeah? Because I'm being true to me and I'm being who I am and doing exactly what I'm meant to do. So I feel as if this card, especially Joan of Arc, is a reminder that we are all here for a purpose. We all chose to be here during this time. And we are all meant to be here, to ascend, to go through this, and to come out the other side in a greater space and in a better place. And just asking upstairs if they want to give me anything else. And it's about, for all of us, creating the sort of world that we want to live in, rather than the world that we have been living in, and being told that is what life is and that's what life looks like. So, excuse me. Excuse me. So, whether you have a conversation with someone, whether you share a post on social media, however you are sharing your experiences and your stories, you are going to be helping others on their path as well. Okay, so final card. I love these ones. These are I'll show you. These are the ones when I do my past life readings. So these are Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards. Can you see those? By Kyle Gray. Lovely cards. I'll put the link in the comments when we finish. So let's just see what else. I can't, you know what, it makes me laugh because I had a couple of months ago, I was doing some yoga and I had Mother Teresa was stand and watch me do my yoga, right? And I remember saying to her, I was like, you're going to have to come back later. And about an hour later, I sat down to do my readings. And one of the cards that came up was Healing, Mother Teresa. And now it's the same with Joan of Arc. These leaders, honestly, quite fascinating. I love it. Anyway, had Abraham Lincoln. He was cool. I've just been typing up the conversation I had with him for my book. I'll put it in the blog. Hi, Leslie. Yeah, if you're just starting to watch, go back and watch on the replay. So final card for this week. Let's see what we need to know. So it's the drum card, which says dream and journey. So I feel this one is connected to the Joan of Arc card in terms of, you know, what I was saying about thinking about the life that we want to create and the world that we want to live in and the world we want to create as a collective coming out of this post-corona. So, and it's not just about okay. So what I feel I want to say, it's like start with your individual life. So start with your immediate family, your household. So what does life look like for you and your family post-corona? And okay, what do I want to say? I'm just asking. It's like, don't set any limitations. So don't think, well, I would love to do X, Y, and Z, but I can't because I haven't got any money, or I can't because of this, yeah? Because we don't know what the world's going to be like in 2 months. So this card is about allowing yourself to dream about the ideal life that you and your family want without any limitations, without any but. Oh yeah, without without fear. So Jill's just mentioned the drum and the photo that I had. So I did a naked photo shoot a few months ago with me and my shamanic drum, and to me that represents me with no fear, you know, being vulnerable and allowing myself to be seen, etc. But yeah, this card is definitely about manifesting and creating the life that you want to create. Like I said, start with you and your immediate household. So what does life look like for you? I keep singing this. I keep going, post-corona. Anyway, sorry. And again, it's not so much about the how. I think this comes back to the card about acceptance, and which I started with. Accepting that life might have a bigger plan for you than what you think. So be open to opportunities that come along. Be open to any suggestions. And I'm just getting like dream big. Yeah. Allow yourself to dream as big as you want to. Yeah. Get a vision board up. I've started doing a one on Pinterest, like an online one, and I've got all sorts on there already. It's so cool. Because there you're like, oh, I'm gonna have that, and I want to have that, and I want to be there, and that looks really cool. And when you do it without thinking, oh well, the money's gonna do. It's a bit like, you know, when you're looking for holidays. Yeah, when you're first looking for holidays, like, oh, that looks gorgeous, I want to go there, and you don't really think about the money. So don't set any limitations on your dreams. Get a vision board, get an online vision board. And speak to your family as well. What do they want? What do they want their life to look like? You know, do the kids want to go back to school? Probably not. You know, does your other half want to go back to work 9 till 5? Do you want to go back to work 9 till 5? If not, okay, let's start thinking, like, you know, what can we create? And then think about the wider sort of the people around you, you know, your community. What do you want your community to look like? Do you want to stay in the neighborhood that you're in? Do you feel like you want to move somewhere else? Just start on the small scale, but then grow it bigger and bigger and bigger until all of a sudden it's like, right, what does our government look like? What does our society look like? You know, what does our schools look like? What does education look like? What does yeah? Because together, collectively, when we're all dreaming and manifesting, yeah, we can create a different sort of society to one that we've been used to. Right, I'll stop preaching now. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that reading. A lot of stuff coming up this week. A lot of like I said, manifesting, bring some colours in, and leadership. Yeah. Okay, so I'm wheezing a little bit. I need to go and get a drink. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to have a one-to-one reading, then all you gotta do is drop me a DM and I can do readings for you as well as past life stuff. And I hope you all have a fabulous week. Stay safe, stay well all, and I will be back soon. I will set a schedule as well, by the way, for when I'm going to do my live, so it's not just like randomly popping up. But for those of you who know me know I'm not quite organised as yet. But I will be, I'll get there. Anyway, thank you all. Have a fabulous Sunday and speak to you soon. Bye.